Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through, fumbling through, fumbling through, fumbling through.
Howdy, fuzzballs, scruffy nerf herders, and bucket heads, and welcome to Fumble Through, a podcast that has a price on its head and is currently running from a bounty hunter to avoid being frozen in carbonite. Pull up a chair, gather your character sheets, and check your dice as we enter the world of make-believe and play the game that makes us all feel like our insignificant lives mean something more. But most of all, Lindsay, are you still doing that Jamaican accent this week?
Yeah, man, I am. Welcome to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where you can follow us and we can talk about all the fun things.
The game table is awash with a mix of positive energy, unhealthy snacks, and a heap of nerdy artifacts as we sit here in the Fumble Factory. As I look into the faces of Lindsay, Luke, and Brett, I can sense the palpable anticipation for this week's dicey question. If you have a dicey question you'd like to either ask or answer, jump into our social media, man, and join the conversations, or just message Luke directly. The dicey question for this week is, which fictional army would you like to become the leader of?
Ooh.
My head's going immediately to the Barmy Army, but they're not fictional,
The
are they?
Barmy Army? Or the Kiss Army?
Yeah, right.
The Ant Army?
Like the 300 would be great, right?
Oh, the 300 Army. Yeah. This is Sparta.
Right?
Spoiler alert, they all die.
To a man.
But they were good while they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many did they kill in the doing, though?
True. I'd go with a Spartan army.
A Spartan Army.
As in
A fictional
Halo Spartan army.
Oh, a Halo Spartan Army.
red
As in
versus
you
blue.
would be Master Chief.
Yep.
Oh.
That is good.
Yeah.
Oh,
I kind of
that
thought
is
you were going to be going down the Warhammer route. You know,
I thought so too.
True, but that's, yeah.
You know, Dark Elves, aren't they all about murder and a bit of snoo-snoo? Is that all they do?
I was
literally?
in the old world, I was always high elves.
Like Miles last week.
He's a human.
If it was Elf, he'd be immune to his own slumber.
Yeah, that's right. That's all right. What about you, Lindsay? What kind of fictional army would you take?
What about the Army of the Dead
Yep.
from Lord of the Rings? You know, you don't need to even worry about that.
Yep.
I was just releasing them. That was a bit of a mistake, right?
What about the Army of the Dead from Army of Darkness?
Oh, yeah, true.
Yep.
I don't know.
Did they have a commander?
Yeah, it was Ash. I don't know. The Dark Lord himself.
And were they able to be called an army even if he only had one arm? Me?
Another great choice, I think, would be the Underworld franchise. Either the Lycans or the Vampires. Either of those factions were pretty cool.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Kate Beckinsale in
Yeah.
latex as well.
Mhm.
Was, as
Hello.
your right hand man,
Yeah.
puns intended.
Careful.
Oh.
Careful there. Careful there. All right. I'm actually confused of what your answers are so far. We're going back and forth. So I want a definitive answer from
Okay.
you. I want you to tell me which army you would do. Maybe give me some justification.
Oh, which army
and
would
tell
do?
me-
Then definitely the Dark Elves.
Tell me what army you would take control of and maybe why. Brett, have you actually got a definitive answer for this?
I'm having a stroke.
Okay. Are you actually having a... Are you okay?
Too many armies processing, boot failure.
All right, Lindsay.
If we're going actual one to take control of, let's go Clone Troopers.
The clone army. Nice.
I mean, that's a pretty stock standard. You breed them for whatever you want.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
No
Clone
chance
Troopers
of
pretty good.
Order 66 if you create them yourself, right?
Clone troopers. I mean, you do strike me more of a Gungan army guy.
Misa gonna throw blue balls.
Balling.
Yeah, okay, clone troopers. Luke, what have you got for me?
I'm gonna stick with my Spartan army from
The Spartan army?
Yep, the Halo franchise. Absolutely.
yeah, I
I think
love
that'd be
that.
amazing. Like hugely genetically modified
I love
super
it.
troopers,
Yeah.
kicking ass, no problem.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I
It's
love
a
that.
good one.
What about you, Brett?
I am thinking about Avengers fighting Thanos and the army arriving on the world on your left. That scene. That's the army.
As in the alien invading army? As
No,
in
not,
the
no. When they go to defeat Thanos in the last one on this planet, and Cap's fighting Thanos, and then you hear Falcon on your left, and then all the portals open up and all the wizards come in.
The Wakandans.
The Wakandans, the whole, everyone there.
They're multiple armies that are put together, though, Brett. They are not just one army. That's like saying I want Jedis with the clone troopers.
Oh,
It's
you're
not-
right. Yeah. No, the army that was in the Jedi army from
See, Lindsay's
How-
already
Attack
got
of the
that
I
army.
was
Clones.
gonna say,
Not the clones,
How
the
are the
Jedi.
Jedi who are running the battalions not part of the army?
I'm confused
Well,
about
if you're
what
gonna
an
get a
army
clone
is.
army, why would you not go the Imperial Army, which is absolutely colossal? And talking about
'Cause they
40k, the Imperial
'Cause-
Army, which is
Because
just.
they can't hit shit.
Yeah, that's why they're good
I think somebody did some stats on this, didn't they? They actually are incredibly accurate.
for how many shots. Yeah, they are quite
Well,
good.
they just don't shoot enough.
That's something along those lines. Yeah,
I mean, in that stat, though, was one Death Star destroying millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
That's one good
Hey,
shot, right?
Yeah, right.
Talk about a crit.
I think you've got to pull it apart though, because the Avengers aren't part of that army. That army was the Wakandans. That army was the it
But it's
really
still,
just was the
still
Wakandans.
surely a cohesive army, though, right?
It was, yeah, but it had elements, strike troopers.
Are you saying a general or any leader is not part of the army?
That they're not actually generals of the army. The Jedi are in because they are a separate faction. They get that.
General Kenobi
Yeah.
Mm.
isn't actually a Jedi. I think you've got
You're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're
I'm
not
starting to
in game
doubt
yet.
myself here. Starting to doubt my own point of
Yeah,
view.
we're pulling in the wrong kind of
Yeah.
conversations with the people around this table, right?
Yeah. I think my army would kill you all. My army is the army from Starship Troopers.
No.
The bugs or the.
The bugs would be that would be a wicked army. No, I'm actually
the
thinking
bugs aren't an army; they're a hive. So
It's interesting because I was going to make a special mention for the Colonial Marines from Aliens, which
Yeah.
is very similar to that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
just guys that are just grunts out
Yep.
there to destroy.
With some Zionists.
Mm.
Oh, no, they're not part of the army. Sorry.
No, they were part of the Doogie Starpo.
Doogie Starpo.
Yeah, Doogie had those.
That's great. The Doogie Starpo.
Because he had that.
They-
I'm
Because he
writing
had
that
that
down.
suit.
Doogie Starpo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They were legendary.
Great. I'm moving forward before I get
Hey,
stuck in
hang
a
on, just one
mind
second.
meld as to why Jedis aren't
One thing.
or are.
if you think Jedi's and generals are part of the army, let us know on socials. Tell us how wrong Justin is. Thank you.
Look,
I mean, that's one post because someone's just going to go, Justin's wrong, and everyone's going to go, uh-huh.
yeah, but okay. Tell me, is a Jedi army just full of Jedis? And is a clone trooper army just full of clones?
Well, no, because clearly the Clone Trooper army had generals which were Jedi in that era of the Republic.
the Jedi army had the
yeah,
Wookiees
but you're
as well.
talking what?
There
Yeah.
were Wookiees inside the Jedi army.
The clone troopers joined
You
the
can have
Wookiees on
specialist
Kashyyyk.
detachments within an army that have, yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you saying the sniper troopers aren't part of the army?
yeah, or all the pilots aren't part of the army. because
Tanks
No,
aren't
they're all
part of the army
clones.
because they're tanks, not people.
they're all clones. Anyway, let's not get bored up at this. I'm not even convincing myself anymore.
Yeah.
So where we left it last week, you guys had rounded a corner and you found a portal, the first portal you've seen in about a day or two since you arrived here in Absalom. And it really has only been that amount of
That's
time,
crazy.
remembering that we played out of the night almost hour by hour. And you rounded that corner, you saw that crystalline scorpion creature. The portal was there, and then Flopsy managed to go to the portal, use the ring, and say the magic words and close that portal.
That scorpion was no joke. That scorpion was a terror to all mankind. And if we hadn't been there to stop it, all hell would have broken loose in this part of town.
So you guys are now in the street. Everything's sort of gone back to normal. They've cleared off the dead body of the lady there. People are cleaning up out of the debris that's left. And you start walking back. By the time that you finish the rest of your errand, you do the rest of Flopsy's shopping, you go and get something to eat, you prep yourself for the night ahead. Are you doing anything? Are your plans changing from last time we played?
So literally, hang on, wait.
Yes.
So a fucking scorpion came through a portal,
Yep.
murdered some people,
Yep.
and then everyone's just like, okay, cool, so they've done
Let's go shopping.
Well, you did announce yourselves as the watch, so
Yeah, but don't we
they
have
don't
to be
need to
involved
call
in
the
some
watch
cleanup?
because you guys announced yourselves as the
Right,
watch
so we gotta
and you
clean it
took
up.
care of it.
Well, let's
No, other people have sort of taken. The only thing that's left is like a sand, a fine, silky kind
Well,
of
let's-
silica.
So is that like Logan's Run? These guys came in, sprayed the corpses, and they just dissolved
They
into
just
the
go
floor,
down,
and everyone
yeah.
just carries on like
Let's
Yes.
nothing.
scoop
Oh,
that sand up and sell it then.
Something along those lines. So yeah, the portal disappeared, and it isn't a long time. Like, of course, people are going to come and ask what happened and debrief a bit, but that's all done within about 10 minutes. When you tell them that you're the watch, the lady is removed and all of that rigmarole happens. But other than that, once you tell people you're the watch, they don't need to call other people and they don't need to do anything else.
Sunny Sunriver's going to get a form for some overtime if this was not counted on my hours today.
Are you seeking out anything else? Have your
Did we
plans
get anything to
changed
eat
at
in
all?
the end? Because I'm still hungry.
Yeah, you managed to get some food.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Do you want a rat on a stick? You going to annoy Kudzu or?
that's hours away.
Am I still high?
I don't think that you still. I think the effect of the mushrooms would have worn off after probably about 20, 30 minutes.
I'm quite
You only
concerned
had-
after that you are wanting to sweep up the powder and,
I'm just
and
thinking.
sell it on. I was like, wow,
What?
you've changed, man.
Why have you got a
you've
mirror
changed.
and a credit card out?
Yeah,
I'm more meaning.
he's shaving his hair and Breaking Bad.
I was more meaning the fact that if Justin's not going to give us anything to loot, we might as well make some money when we can. Glitter. We've just
Spell
invented
components.
glitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've invented glitter.
It's Mardi Gras.
Actually,
Okay.
glitter
I-
dust is a
I
spell.
I will take some of that powder because this harkens back to a memory of a dicey question we had early on where you said gear that you always take.
Yep.
I now have a bag
Some
full of
Gear.
glittery powder that I can throw at people.
Oh, invisible people.
Mm.
Oh,
Nice.
very nice.
How much is there? Is there enough for us all to have a bag of that?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Is that
it's
like,
it's essentially silica, it's sand.
would you call it a glitter dust?
No, sand. It's sand. It's definitely sand. Are you going to see anyone? Are you going to do anything before you have to head back and start your?
No,
start
we
your
still don't
duties?
really know where we are in the sense, do we? Because I mean, we turned up, we had a few drinks at a bar, we joined the Night's Watch, and we went out on a night, got our asses kicked so much, then we slept. We still really don't know what's
All the
about.
people
Well,
we
you
know
gotta
are
go
more
back
than an hour away.
Mm.
You got to go back to work.
Yeah, so let's have just a mooch, have a look around, see what anything takes our interest.
Do I have time to visit the dwarves before we go?
Probably
on?
not.
Had
They're
enough
in a different
mushrooms,
quarter.
Lindsay.
So they're about a mile or two away. So you don't think you can get there and back in the time that you probably need to before you need to report.
You're also exceedingly
dust.
thirsty all of the time.
Again, you just carry on. You finish your shopping trip. You do all the rest of the rigmarole that you have to do during the afternoon. Unless you're going to do anything different, we find ourselves walking back towards the barracks,
Hang on,
heading for
sorry.
your shift. Yes.
Would there have been like a blacksmiths or a weaponsmiths or anything like
Yep.
that anywhere? How much money have we got?
Got an amount of money that is undisclosed.
How much money do you need?
I just wondered how much a masterwork karma would have cost.
I
lot.
don't know what it costs. I can tell you whether we can afford it.
Well, that's essentially the
It's
same.
300 plus. 'Cause 300 is a masterwork.
Yeah,
or a
yeah,
weapon.
yeah, yeah.
We don't have 300.
We don't. All right. What happened to that platinum, man? There's 2 platinum.
That's only 20 gold.
That's 20 gold.
Oh.
You sound so disappointed.
I've been at the temple, so I mean, like, money is not something we handle very often.
We're close to being able to afford that, but that would clear us out.
Okay.
Even after divesting ourselves of a gilded golden bird cage.
When you return back to the 2 large grey pedestrian buildings that form the barracks, a young boy in the uniform of a guard courier sees you and runs up. You've been summoned, I think. At least I ain't seen anyone else with horns and a tail walk in here. Seems you've been called to the Pedal District. Come on, you got to follow me.
The what district?
The Pedal District.
Okay.
And he takes you on a bit of a walk through the streets. For about an hour, you start moving through the streets before you arrive in front of a watch post. The Pedal District is an opulent district. It's filled with the
You mean opulent splendor? It's in
high
the opulent
flying.
splendor.
No, that's
okay.
down in the.
Right.
But it's essentially those people. So it is the rich and powerful merchants and government officials all live in this district. He takes you into another grey building, which is obviously the watch post or one of the offices of the watch post in this district, and he just deposits you inside the office of one Sergeant Nuvoli Thunderback, a gruff dwarf that walks in smoking a pipe. He sits down behind his desk and he says, You must be the members of the night watch that I sent for. Don't look like much, but it seems you did it good at the docks. Few of the new groups, they didn't last all night by all reports, and you had it exceptionally tough, I hear. You didn't send up the flare, although there is some speculation about what's actually happened to your flare. It seems missing. Would you know anything about that?
So yes, sir.
Actually, that's by the by, though. I've requested you because I have a particular job that I need. And as he's halfway through, the door bursts open and a red-faced young guardsman bursts into the room and says, Sergeant, there's been a murder. I think you'll want to come and see this one. Sergeant Thunderback stands, gathers his coat. Well, recruits, it seems that you've arrived just in time for the fun to begin. Don't just stand there. Let's go. And he gathers you up in his sway and he gestures for you to move and he just starts storming out, donning his coat at the same time to put his uniform together. He moves out the front of the building and starts walking down the street at quite the clip. Even for a dwarf, he's moving pretty fast. Do you follow him?
Yes.
I'm keen to. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to uncork a potion and drink it as I go, but yep.
Yep. And you start moving through.
Come on, Arcade, let's get going.
Eventually, you're brought outside a building with the sign on top of it that says Priceless Antiques out the front. A single guard stands watch at the door talking to a few of the locals. You can see other shop owners or people from the area. You can see people sort of peering around, other people from across the road at stalls just looking, seeing what's going on. The guard on duty salutes the sergeant. He says, Sergeant, I've done exactly what you said. Look, this, what we have here, I'd like to report. And the sergeant says, go on then, boy, talk to me. And he says, the shop is owned by one Reuben Price, hence the name Priceless Antiquities, sir. This morning, well, actually mid-morning, a nearby shop owner noticed that Price had not opened for business and started to get worried. Upon investigating, he looked through the window at the ground level, and he gestures to a window that's right next to the door, and he said, and saw what you can see through there, which is a dead body in the middle of the shop. As per recent orders, sir, we have, the watch was called, and nobody has gone inside. Word was sent out immediately for you to come, and here we are, Sergeant. And he gestures, he does a salute again, and the sergeant kind of says, good work, boy.
What's the time?
The time right now is probably about 5:30ish.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Takes a long time to get from mid-morning notifying the watch to the watch actually getting there.
Well, by the time they'd sort of wondered, so he noticed the shop wasn't open in mid-morning. By the time he went to investigate it, it was a bit later. You know, all of these events have happened probably in a small amount of time than I and my small brain work.
Even so, a lot of people walk past and not looking in the window.
Well, the shop was shut. You have to go up some stairs to look in the window. It actually takes a bit of effort to look through the window to see inside. If you do that, like you go up and have a look through the window yourself, you can see a very bloody corpse lying in the middle of the store itself. And the door at the front remains locked.
Interesting. So they didn't come in through the front way. Is there a rear entry to the shop?
Should we check with the good Sergeant Thunderbolt on what our Thunderback, whether we are part of this or whether we should wait back in his office or...
I mean, he told us to come along, so I assume that he wants us to go to work, right?
Is this tonight's job?
Thunderback at this point is talking to some of the locals, just dispersing them. You can see he's doing a bit of PR work and he's kind of gesturing to you guys like, don't just stand there. You're part of the work. Yeah.
Right.
He's going to go and goes, it's all right. We've got the watch here. They'll sort things out for us. The night watch is just about to begin.
Has anyone... I'm going to talk to the lieutenant or whoever is next to... Lieutenant, has anyone been in the shop at all yet?
No one's been in the shop yet.
So
Sergeant's orders is to nobody's to report to any crime scenes until he's come.
Has anyone been watching the back?
Nobody. There is only me, sir, and I have made sure it is both locked from both entries.
Did you lock the doors or were they locked already?
They were locked when I got here, sir.
Front and back?
Front and back.
All right, door to door, go and canvass the streets.
No, sir, I am off duty. I must continue my patrol. And then he looks at you and he says,
He's
actually,
off duty, must continue his...
why am I calling you, sir?
Insolence.
Because we are Captain Miles McCarthy, and his band of merry men.
Wait, you're just the night watch.
Wearing these tight tights.
He goes,
Just the night watch.
well,
Is that how you address your superior?
Thunderback.
Get out of my sight.
And he walks off. He just
Well
huffs
done.
off.
What?
They said,
What authority? He's left immediately.
and just walks off. He doesn't cop to you guys telling him what to do. So what are you going to do?
Well, we can't get inside the house, the shop to investigate.
I look under the doormat for a key.
No, there's no key under the doormat. Eventually, Thunderback gets everybody away. So the sergeant walks up to you guys and he says, "Well, have you found a way to get us inside yet?"
I'll open the front door, shall I?
Go on then.
Can I do a disable device on the front door?
Sure can.
25.
25. You do have tools and all that kind of stuff?
I've got these two.
Do you have disable? Do you have thieves'
I
tools?
don't have thieves' tools. No.
Okay, so it takes you a little bit more time, and you still don't manage to open it.
Oh, I thought he was going to say you pick up a rock and smash the window.
No, because without a set of thieves' tools, it's significantly harder to open a door.
Better
Yeah,
than 25.
it increases the DC by 10 minimum.
I'm not sure your maths is right.
Is there any balconies or anything?
Nothing that you can. There are windows. There is a second story to the
Any
the
of them
apartment
open that
block,
we can see?
but there is no. Everything's sort of shut up.
Everything like upstairs. How many floors? 2, did you
Two.
say? None of the windows seem to be ajar or anything like that?
No, nothing's.
Can I make a perception check on that? Can I see anything that looks like a forced entry or that would have
just
like
make a
evidence
perception.
of a forced entry that's been natural 20?
Natural 20.
Perception gives me a 30.
Nah, no. The amount of people
Wasted
that were
20 that
here
way.
have kind of trampled any footprints that might have been here. Even if you go around to the back, there's no signs of forced entry. There's no signs of anything
Okay.
that
Okay.
doors broken or windows broken or the windows have been jimmied or any of that kind of stuff.
And Piara's not with us, right?
Nope.
Sarge, permission to kick the door down?
You've got no other means to open it.
Well, we had a bit of a run-in with the scorpion and I'm feeling slightly less intelligent than I normally do. So, no.
Oh, that would have disappeared about 10 minutes
All right.
after. So about 10 minutes after that, all of your wits would have come back to you, and your all of that would have disappeared. So you are back to full intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Either way, no.
The sergeant says, "If you got no other way, let's get us in there. Come on."
Reggie will give it a kick
Mm-hmm.
for a 23. Oh, do I just roll a strength damage, don't I?
It's a strength check to break.
So then that would have been an 18.
An 18, clunk, you smack into the door, and it still doesn't budge.
That's racist.
Yeah. Just remember, this is while this is a very nice area of town, it's also a secure area of town. These people don't have crappy doors.
Miles just rolled a 14. So,
A 14, no.
do you reckon the neighbor has a key? Is that something they do in these parts?
Can I try again?
Yes.
I'm going to use a strength surge.
Ooh.
No. Gives me 15.
Stymied by a door.
A 15. No, 15 is not enough to get you through the door. The sergeant eventually.
Can I try one thing?
Yes.
I just want to cast Mage Hand through the window at the door and open the door.
Yeah. No.
Oh, that would have been
Yeah.
amazing.
While you can turn the handle, it doesn't make
Can't
a key.
switch the lock or
No.
is it
Can it
no?
unlock a window instead, though,
No.
on the inside?
Can it unlatch a
And
window?
then-
Is there
Like,
some
I'm,
way
I'm,
of?
I'm judging by the look on Justin's face now. We're not meant to get in here. Just
Well,
yet.
he fudged the rules about the key lock, which is a -2 on the thing. So
It's not if you don't have lock picking tools. The disabled device check significantly increases. So, yeah, you need to look up your rules, buddy, before you start that joy.
See, this is why I don't learn the rules.
Yeah.
I don't have to be involved in these
because Justin
arguments.
doesn't use them.
So it changes every session.
Yeah, Mage Hand. Indeed, you can unlatch a window.
You let us have the window.
Yeah,
Good on you. Right,
Yeah.
can I acrobatics? Is it a top floor or bottom floor?
that's the window that you can. Just
Oh, you
lower,
go.
lower level. Yes, you can get into the door. I don't know why you have to make it harder. Top floor. Is it the harder
Because I
one?
thought like really cool to run
Yes,
up
yeah.
a pipe and do some acrobatics. I'm just trying to do some cool shit.
Yeah,
that's all.
yeah, the window is probably a little higher than your
For me,
halfling
this is
stature.
so racist.
Just hold on a second. Tippy, cast light. And I'm going to send Tippy in there just to light up the room.
Mm-hmm. So you open the window,
Check for threats.
and Tippy goes into the room, reports, there is nothing except... Bad smell.
Oh, that was a 21 perception check anyway.
Yeah, Tibby just reports back that it smells
Okay.
bad in there.
Tippy's has us all clear. Let's go in. Open.
There
Would you like to
are-
open the door, Reg?
There are no cats.
The window. I'm going through the window. Am I going through the window?
Yeah, so you eventually jump through the window, easily done, and then you open the door.
Thank you, Reg.
Reg is limping.
After
along.
you, Sarge.
Yep, the Sarge walks in. He says, "Right now, fan out. Let's see what you can do, recruits."
Who wants? Shall we look at the body first? Actually, no.
Just have a general scan of the room. Hey.
That coppery smell of blood is definitely in the air. The antique shop itself doesn't seem to have been rummaged through or destroyed or broken by any means. There are antiques along all of the walls on shelving. It's basically an open shop. There aren't like shelves that go in between, like bookshelves or anything. You can see the entire shop from the counter, which is situated at the rear of the shop. There are all types of trinkets, everything from glasses to large clocks to other type of materials that you would find in any antique store there. But the one thing that shouldn't be there is the dead body in the center of the room.
So is there stairs going up to the living quarters, or is it just?
Yeah, they would probably be situated behind the counter, in the room that's behind there. There is an office.
It doesn't look like
space
any
behind
theft
there.
has happened.
No, it doesn't look like anything's been touched, no.
Check the till. Nothing's
No.
been tampered with.
So you go around and you open the till. The till's empty,
Wait a second. I
as a
think
till
It is
probably
now.
as a till would be. The tray from the till's been taken out for the night, as he's probably done his clear up for the evening.
Can I just take a general perception to see if anything's untoward or not?
just
Yep.
now both doors are locked. So if there's something in here that's killed him, it might still already be inside.
So take it's a 22 on the perception.
A 22 on the perception check. So you just do a general scan
Yeah.
of the actual shop
yeah.
itself, and you don't see anything other than the dead body. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. You would have to investigate different elements of the shop in order to kind of drill in on that. But you're doing a general perception
Yeah.
of the area. Nothing seems untoward.
So I
other,
don't see-
other
so
than
I can
a dead body.
Yeah, I can approach the body and have a look at the body then.
Okay, you walk up to the body and just do a perception check for as you obviously search the body.
23.
On first appearances, you look at the body and you can see that it has oversized claw marks that rip down its torso, through its throat, so almost down from its face. So something has actually clawed it down from its face all the way down to its hip.
So Reggie's getting flashbacks to the cat in the cave now.
yeah, but large. Like we're
Larger
talking
than that?
large, oversized claws. Claws bigger than much bigger than any natural creature that you have ever seen. But you're looking at it and you're kind of looking at the body itself, and you're looking at the amount of blood that's on the floor, and you notice that something isn't exactly right. It looks like parts of this scene have actually been cleaned. So you notice that where there should maybe be blood that's soaked in, there's not enough blood. And
Okay.
you can see that maybe, and you kind of put your finger down, you smell, and you can smell a chemical smell that maybe somebody's used something to clean the area a bit.
Yeah, Flopsy, what do you make of this?
Heal check on the body.
It's dead.
Cause of death, time of death.
Cause of death, big claw marks on it, and you would think within the last 12 hours, 13 hours. So at some point in the last day, this body was killed.
An alchemical check on the smell, the substance for cleaning.
Just give me, what skills do you have around chemicals, alchemical?
Just I'm an alchemist and it's a thing.
Yeah. Do you have an
So I can
alchemy skill?
Identify things by
Do you have
smelling
like
them.
craft alchemy?
I have craft alchemy.
Yeah. Just make a craft alchemy check, please.
15.
A 15. There are a range of things that could have done this, a range of acids, alkalines, different types of things, but you can't put your finger exactly on what this would have been.
I'm just touching it. I'm putting my finger exactly on exactly what it is.
Yeah. You're not exactly sure what's been used.
Yeah. It's obviously something's been tampered. He's not been here more than 12 hours. And I think the cause of death, possibly blood loss from massive rends to his person, but nothing more nefarious than that. No poisons at play.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic and just pan the room.
Yeah, look, there's not really anything. It's an antique dealer, and anything that is magical would be
Out
like
of place?
like a clock that's been enchanted for it's mundane kind of magic kind of stuff. So a trinket you might put in your house that glows, or a clock that is working on some kind of magic basis, but nothing that you would use as weapons or anything like that.
While I'm at the body, can I check pockets and
Mm-hmm.
turn out for any clues?
Yeah, the body is in night clothes.
So no pockets then. It's just kind of like
There's nothing there. So
Reggie.
you toss the body.
He's in his
No,
pajamas.
you search through the body and go through its pockets, but it's in his pajamas, and there's he's got a dressing gown that's been ripped or whatnot, but there's nothing of value on his person.
Reggie, he's in his pajamas. Do you want to cover me while I go upstairs and check his bedroom?
What do you want me to cover you in? Sure.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, no, right.
Yeah, so I go upstairs.
Okay,
and
so
then
you-
I'll come. Reggie will come with you because you're down with the sergeant, aren't you?
I'll happily stay with the body and keep.
And Sarge, yeah, the Sarge down there. Sarge is in the put. Down
Yeah,
the,
Sarge
yeah.
is down there.
I don't want you going on your own.
No,
way.
no, that was the whole
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
And even during this, the Sarge is kind of getting you to tell him what you see, and he's asking you questions so that he's basically tell me what you see there, and you're describing, and you get the idea that he's almost testing
Testing us.
your ability to perceive and to investigate, and he's watching you very carefully at this point in time. He's pulled out another pipe and he's smoking it, and he says,
He climbed through the window.
"Yeah, oh no, Reg climbed through
Open
the
the
window.
door.
You guys open the
Open
door."
the door. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he's kind of looking at you, and he nods every now and then. You make a particular thing. When he noticed the alchemical, he nodded, and then he saw you go onto one knee and sort of smell and look at it.
Sergeant, if you don't mind, if you put the pipe out, it might be covering up scents and other useful evidence moments. And if you mind standing at the front door while I do, downstairs by the numbers, foot by foot, we'll just do a thorough investigation of this place.
Right, you are, and he kind of moves outside. He doesn't stamp his pipe out, but he stands on the stoop, and he continues to smoking his pipe, and he says, "Now what's going to happen?"
well, we're going to check upstairs and we'll go around. As soon as we're out of sight, draw my gas bow. Walk
So
upstairs.
you walk behind the counter. Behind the counter, there's a door that gets you into an office space. The office space has the back door attached to it, and then there's a set of stairs that go up into what must be the living quarters upstairs. So that's where the back door connects to the rest of the
Okay.
the place.
So yeah, I then would draw my gas bow before heading upstairs and
Mhm.
SWAT style,
Okay,
go up and kick open the door.
there's no door.
Oh.
You kick open an invisible door. So you get upstairs and you see a small. It's well furnished and well appointed, but it's not large by any means. There's a bedroom that is obviously off to one side, a small kitchenette, and there is a living room. The living room has a chair that is sitting straight in the middle, like a dining room chair has been dragged into the middle of the living room.
Interesting. What do you make of that, Reg?
Quite sure. Can I take a closer look? Look at the chair.
Yep,
and-
just do a perception check for me.
19.
19. You're looking at it and you're like, the chair's over there, and then you see a little bit of fabric on the floor below the chair where you can see some bindings that may have been cut off. Somebody's taken the care to actually remove the bindings from the floor, but they've left a little bit of the fibers that are sitting there. And you can also see a drag mark where the chair's been pulled from the dining table all the way into the middle, but it was pulled obviously with some weight on top of it, as if somebody may have been in the chair at the time when it got dragged into this place.
I quickly check under the bed in any large closets that could be hiding
Mm-hmm.
a person or a creature,
Mm-hmm.
and then put away my gas bow and go, Flopsy, Sarge, there seems to be some stuff going on up here. Looks like he was restrained.
Sarge, I'm going to head upstairs and see what we can see. Will you mind just securing the front room?
Yeah, he shuts the front door, locks it again, and then he follows you up the stairs.
Now we're
Watch
locked
your
in.
step. Be careful.
Did
Don't
we-
step.
Sorry, did we see on the body that it looked like it had been bound at all in any way?
You didn't. No, there were no markings or anything like that gave that away at all.
A quick look in the office and then head upstairs.
Just give me a perception check for the office.
Can I assist?
You're
Or-
upstairs.
20.
You look around the office, you can see what would be in a business office. You can see the ledger book is sitting there. You can see that the tallies, the gold is sitting there. Obviously, the takings, like the whatever he would have had, like the tray that's supposed to be in the till, is sitting on the bench, and the
Full
ledger
of cash, though, right?
the
The
ledger
cash
books
has been
are
taken.
open. No, there's still money there. As you're looking, you see the back door, and you notice again just there's a part of the back door just before the back door that's a little cleaner than the rest of it. It's just that little lighter.
Been scrubbed.
Yeah, and it's got that same chemical smell to it that you saw around the body, and you can see that same smell extends up the back.
Upstairs.
Do you relay that information as well?
Of course I do.
So the
Well, I'd be telling Sarge on the way up. Sarge, it's definitely the intruder has a set of keys. They've locked the door behind them, but they've come and gone by the back door. There's a clean up on the back door there. Obviously not interested in looting the place. The easy monetary value is still easily accessible on that counter there. They would have taken that if they were onto here for a looting. So they've been obviously here for the gentleman specifically.
being that they've cleaned up after themselves, it seems strange that they haven't put this chair back.
True, it seems like the whole house has been set up for some kind of the perception of what they want us to think. But perhaps we should look a little deeper to what the reality of the situation might be.
So there are no signs of a struggle down the stairs. It's literally just the chair's been moved upstairs.
Yep.
Something was bound to it at some point.
Yep.
And then we have a body downstairs. Great wrens out of it. Hadn't been bound. And
No.
we've got small areas that have been cleaned up.
Yes.
Any cleaning fluid or anything upstairs?
No, upstairs doesn't seem to have that same kind of, or you haven't spotted any of that same cleaning fluids. You spend a little bit of time going over the entire apartment.
I'll be taking 20 on a look.
I assume that you go through,
I do detect magic scan as well.
and the eventually the sergeant sort of looks at you and he says, "So Boyles, what are you thinking here?"
Wondering why somebody would take the trouble to clear up parts of the crime scene, but not remove the body.
It would appear to me they want us pointed in the wrong direction.
Well, what direction do we feel we're being pointed
We would be
in?
looking at a creature with larger ended claws that killed this man, but obviously such creatures would not have the capacity perhaps to clean up after themselves.
Or disappear in a locked room.
Right.
The piece of cloth that was
They could
underneath
just have a key and lock themselves out.
creatures with the large claws.
I don't know.
Be pretty hard to turn a key with a.
It's possible
Massive
to
claw.
grow claws and ungrow claws.
I would know that. I'm just a beet
Or you
farmer.
summon something with claws.
Santa.
Check the chimney for evidence.
Actually took me a minute to get that one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the piece of cloth that's under the chair.
Yep.
Is it part of his clothing? Is it part of his bed sheets?
It looks like some type of a cloth binding. Like it's certainly not a hemp rope, like a rough rope. It's a small bit of fiber that slipped underneath the chair leg, so it was easy to be missed on cursory glance. But you guys, you see it poking out from the end. It looks like if somebody was bound to this, it was strips of cloth more than it was anything else.
So I'm taking 20 upstairs and then I'll head back down and take 20 downstairs if I find nothing else.
Yeah, but really the big things you find are the body, the alchemical parts. There's not much else that you can find. You seem to have found most of all of what's in here.
Can I go through, exit the back door,
Yep.
and just check the back alley for anything?
Yep.
Perception?
Yep.
Okay, with my 14, that takes me to a 13.
Yeah, you don't see signs of people moving through. When it gets into the alleyway is the back alleyway for a lot of these shops, and this is where waste comes out and all that kind of stuff. So there is a portion where it's just the traffic is too heavy. But even from his back door to that section, you don't find any footprints. You don't find any signs of anything abnormal. So what are you thinking? What are your guts telling you?
I think we need to ask the neighbours if they've heard anything. If we can localise the time of death, that would be useful, and then start to investigate where this alchemical reagent came from, and possibly find a match for the cloth.
Let's lay it out from what we know. He at some point was bound to a chair upstairs. The chair was then dragged from the kitchen table to where it sits now. He then somehow was moved downstairs and murdered, or murdered somewhere else. And
There's no blood upstairs.
Hang on, are we sure it's him that was bound to the chair?
ah,
Could it have been he had somebody bound to the chair who then got free and then killed him?
That's a good point.
He has no markings on his person as if he was bound. Certainly it wasn't done to cause any harm on him or hurt his hands. If he was killed upstairs, there would be blood upstairs and splatters upstairs. It's all downstairs.
So
It
you're
has
saying
been doctored by someone who knows what they're looking at and how to fix it.
so someone was bound upstairs.
Where were you last night, Sarge?
He went downstairs to do whatever he does. They broke free. Hang on, but he was in his pajamas, so he must have been upstairs in his pajamas. He was ready for bed. He was in his pajamas. So what, we're saying this person was bound?
Maybe they came, knocked on the door, said, "Hey, want to have a chat?" "Oh, I'm in my pajamas." Yes. Altercation. This Pierce, what's his name? Reuben Price, knocked him out, tied him on upstairs, said, "I'm going to go." My homie went downstairs to get something from the antiques, got jumped by the people because of the thing, and then they left after cleaning up after themselves.
Now, that's great that you've got all these theories, but how do you prove it? The thing here is that part of the watch's duty is that you've got to prove it. What evidence do you have? What do you know? How do you find out anything more that you know? And he's kind of looking at you, guiding you and going, you know, what's the next steps to look at here, boys?
I'd like to go and ask the neighbours if they heard or saw anything. I think that's a good step.
And he points at you. That's using your noggin. There's nothing better than a watchman who knows how to pad the streets and talk to the people.
Well, I've got one of those things I can do.
Well, let's go talk to the neighbors then.
I'm suggesting we do it. I'm suggesting also perhaps that I am not the person doing it.
Right, go on then.
It's early evening. You can see people are shutting their shops up. Directly across the road, there's a couple of market stalls where people are selling foodstuffs and like fruits and all that kind of stuff. And they're pulling tarps over their shop fronts and packing up for the evening. The next door neighbors are all sort of inside, so you can sort of canvass from side to side, go and talk to people. There's probably about half a dozen shop owners and half a dozen residents that are in and around this building that you could probably talk to. Just as you go through, just make a diplomacy check. Let's see how you go. There are a lot of forlorn looks after those rolls right here.
Diplomacy's not Flopsy's bag, I'll tell you that for nothing.
Nor is it Miles.
So what did you get for your diplomacy, Flopsy?
9.
Okay, what did you get, Miles?
11.
And Reg?
17.
Oh, Reg.
That one rank in
There we
diplomacy
go,
is
Reg.
making all the
Yeah,
difference.
there we
It
go.
really is. Reg, you start talking to people and eventually you get a couple of people that they talk to you and they say, "Oh, you should talk to this person." And you eventually get to the guy who looked through the window and he says, "Oh, don't ask me, ask this person." And you glean out from talking to random people that in the last 48 hours or so, there was a shipment. So you think that Reuben Price or Priceless Antiquities was received a shipment. They know it was an important shipment, but they're not exactly sure
Why
what
do they know
it
it was an important shipment?
It arrived in the dead of night, and it arrived with guards.
Do we know whether do they have any description of the guards? Are they just port guards?
They just said it was the cart that it came on was heavily armored, like they could see the rivets and the metal, and it was well appointed. The guards were all kind of in dark cloaks, so they can't make out. There was no emblems or symbols that they could make out, but something was delivered probably in the last 48 hours. Not
any
in the probably last night.
any rough idea on the size of the item that was delivered?
They're not sure.
Not
They're
sure?
not sure. They know they kind of looked at, when you kind of see something going on, and they describe looking out their window at night, seeing a cart. It's not uncommon for him to get deliveries at all hours because antique dealers are strange people but this was just the last interaction that they can remember. It was weird that it was the middle of the night.
No one heard any screams or yelling or saw anyone last night enter the building?
Nope.
Was this a cart pulled by horses or was one of those weird horses?
It was
carts
pulled
we've
by
seen?
horses.
Can we find out more about the alchemical substance?
I was going to say, why didn't we check his logbook to see if there's
That's a
any
good idea, yes.
shipment logs that he was expecting
Good-
and where
great
they're
idea.
coming from?
And you walk back inside, you go to the ledger. You open up the ledger and you see that the ledger is written, as a lot of business owners would, the ledger is written in a type of code. Does anybody here have linguistics in order to both decipher the weird hand that it's in and the shorthand? It's not a code exactly, it's just a shorthand. Linguistic skills, anyone?
No.
No. A little bit harder than linguistics is you just making me an intelligence check as you go through. Let's see how smart you are.
Go on.
I'll allow you to work together. I guess two of you could crowd around the ledger itself and sort of assist each other and be like, oh, this is that. And, you know.
I don't even aid, so
Yeah, you go there.
9.
that's what I got.
So I'll just take myself on a 22.
On a 22. A 22 is enough to find out sort of towards the end of the ledger. You can see he's doing pretty well, this guy. It's not bad. But you see towards the end of the ledger that he did indeed take stock of an item, and it seemed to be like a tag on at the end of, so you got your end of the day, and then you've got the day's takings, then you've got the receipt of an item, and then you've got yesterday.
It's like an intercession in the ledger after the day's been wrapped up.
Yeah. So this was night before last, not last night.
Is there any indication on the value of the item?
It just said all that you can find out is that there was some type of a scepter with the description of a wolf paw at the top, and you see the initials of BH.
What's a wolf paw?
Like
A
the-
wolf paw.
Oh.
I was going, paw, what? What do you pour out of a jug? Paw.
A wolf paw is my favorite type of alcohol paw.
It's like,
It makes me howl.
I know what a shot paw is. I know what yeah, okay. Is there any scepter with a wolf paw that we can see in the building?
No.
Does this Mr. Price live on his own?
Yes.
Any relatives?
No known associates that maybe...
But, yes, of course he's got relatives, but nobody else lives here.
Was there a goods receipt slip from the wolf paw? Who from?
That would have been in the ledger. So that's what the ledger would have been, a receipt. So that's what you found.
Can we
inside
search the
ledger.
premises to see if said scepter is anywhere
Yep.
present?
Yep. You do another search, taking 20s, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, go.
Yep. You take your 20s. What do you get if you take 20s?
For perception?
Yep.
30.
27.
19. I already know what Miles gets.
Yep.
So again, no. Everything else seems to be here, but there is no sign of a wolf pawed scepter or a container that would have been that. You go to the scepter section of the antique store, and there's nothing there.
Be careful as you step around the crown section as you get to the scepter section. It's quite a tricky corner, that.
Mhm.
Sarge, we should put out an APB for any scepters with wolf paws on it as highly suspicious.
And the sergeant looks at you strangely and kind of takes his pipe out, and he's like, "So, what do you think you've got here? Tell me what you know, recruits."
Shall I?
Please.
Dead body. Probable cause is claw rending, but that's been doctored. The receipt of a item of high value in the middle of the night that is no longer here. Possible motive is the retrieval or return of that.
Aye.
And we are just looking for, we know the time of death, we know possible motive. What else do we need in an investigation? Evidence, yes.
My
Evidence.
question here is, why do you think they killed him?
We don't know anybody that did kill him, do we?
We don't know anyone who knew him.
Well, he's dead. He's
Yeah.
not alive
So-
anymore.
so
So,
they-
why do you think
They either killed him because he wouldn't give them the thing, but then he had the thing, so they would have had to kill him to get it off him, or they killed him because he knew something about the thing and they didn't want that getting out.
It's not bad suppositions. You're
Oh, is it
pretty-
supper time?
You're pretty perceptive, aren't you?
Do we know anyone with the initials BH?
There are plenty of people with the. There's. I
I'm
once saw
thinking-
a ship called "Fuck Off Brett Howe." Set him up. Yeah, and the captain kind of looks at you and he's like, "Well, find out a little more of what you can in here. You're almost done."
There was Bulklutha half-elven. They liked cursed objects.
We don't know it's cursed. Bull Clutha Half Elven has a B&H in there if you push hard enough. Your bows are quite long.
On this, the sergeant's like, he gets his pipe, stokes it, he walks back outside, and he's standing on the stoop, just looking around.
I'm the muscle.
Just looking around, leading you to your conversation.
We should check on who's got access to some kind of high-end cleaning material
The other
that
thing,
can remove blood.
who else would have his key?
And there's no key available. We can't find a key in the place, can we?
Oh, you would have been able to find the key for the actual doors. They would definitely be back near the ledger. So you would have found
Right.
So
in the
someone else-
office, you would have seen the key, his set of keys that would have opened the till, the back door, the front door.
So
Right,
Um,
we're still overlooking the fact that somebody was tied on the bench. So is it possible maybe that this item maybe turned that person into a wolf? They then attacked him.
I like to.
Then they turned back and then they've realized what they've done, tried to clean it up and make a shady exit.
I've always said this, Richie. I like the cut of your jib. Your thinking is quite useful.
I've seen a wolf before. They have claws much smaller than this.
True,
This is a
true,
big.
True.
This is from single claw strike from chin to
True. And
navel.
under most circumstances, Miles, I'd agree with you, but when have you ever seen a large crystal scorpion before?
I just saw one a couple hours ago.
Exactly. Before that, never.
Here's what I know. They don't have keys because the keys are all here, but they've locked the doors from the outside. And I can tell you, it's incredibly difficult if you don't have the right set of tools.
It's at least 10 harder.
So they must have had some access to nefarious means because getting masterwork or any kind of thieves' tools, not everyday items, one would suspect.
Or are they still here?
Well,
Even without a perception check,
You start chucking the sand
you
around.
hear crack, and you can hear this large kind of noise as if something has been tipped over or smashed outside. Running outside, the first thing you can see is Sergeant Thunderback pinned under a cart next to one of the stalls from across the street. Standing over him, obviously having just tipped the cart, is a large skeleton clothed in a metal armor. There's a second skeleton storming up the street as well, just smashing into carts, into stalls, knocking things over. Rampaging is probably the best words for it. What are you going to do?
How far away are they?
They're down the street, so they're probably about 40 feet away. You think that the Sarge's gone for a little walk down, having his pipe, and standing there leaning against the cart, and this is just and smashed it over, and he's sort of pinned underneath it.
I'll make a move action down there.
Okay, I believe that would be
Initiatives, yeah.
initiatives.
initiative. Well, that
Get fuckity doodled.
Hits.
Oh,
I'm quite happy with what I got.
And so it begins. All right. Flopsy, what did you get?
21.3.
Reg, what did you get?
14.6.
That's still not bad, Reg. Miles?
21.1. No,
Ooh.
21.2, sorry.
21.2, just behind Flopsy.
I really
And-
feel that improved initiative feat was so worth it. So worth it.
Maybe
not the way you roll.
Maybe you should take a next level, take a something that gets you a familiar, and then you can have a dinosaur that gives you +4 to initiative.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we begin our combat. Flopsy, you see this sight in front of you about 40 feet away. You can see the skeleton standing over the sergeant, having just flipped over. You can see another skeleton walking up the street, just smashing things. What are you going to do?
I don't actually have improved initiative. That's a different character. So scratch that. Yep, go.
Flopsy,
How exactly next to the sergeant is the
on the other
skeleton?
side. So it's tipped,
Adjacent?
it's tipped over. So the skeleton can't actually see the sergeant from where it is. There is the cart, the rest of the cart's between it. If you're thinking of throwing a bomb at it, yes, you definitely can without hitting the
He's
sergeant.
going to do a move action. So he's within 30 feet.
Yep.
Well, to be as close as he can without more than 10 feet away and then throw at it.
Okay.
Fuck. It's a ranged touch attack, Justin.
That is a ranged touch attack of what, Brett?
7.
7 flies wide. It does land in the square next to it, though.
5 points of damage then.
Okay. 5 points of damage.
I have a question. This is a general question.
What kind of damage is that, Brett?
Every time. Fire damage. Every time.
Okay.
So I have a general question about throwing range things that have area effect.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it 10 to hit a square?
It is 10 to hit a square, but then it's
But then
only
it's
splash
only
damage.
the splash damage that you do. Because
Interesting.
you want to hit it directly upon them and then splash everything around them rather than. So I get the splash damage no matter what if I miss.
Cool.
The fire spreads all over. I assume it's a bit like napalm. It sticks to it. It doesn't seem to do anything untoward to the skeleton at all. You think that maybe you didn't get through. It's hard to burn something that's made of bone. if
The
that
bone
makes
doesn't
sense.
catch fire.
No, it certainly does not catch fire, and not all of your damage went through. Miles.
Knowledge checks free.
Yep. Religion, please.
Never mind. Miles is going to do a hex at it because he doesn't know better.
Okay.
And he's going to do misfortune. He's like, don't you hurt the Sarge.
All right. Which one?
The one near Sarge.
Near the sergeant? Is there a range on that?
30 feet.
Okay, so you have to move to
Okay,
get
yep,
into
that's
range.
fine.
So you move up probably next to where Flopsy was. So you're 30 feet away and you hex it. All right. Reg,
Does
you'll
it take
go.
effect?
It's got to make a will save, doesn't
Yep.
it? I'm assuming this isn't like a mind affecting, or this is just a non.
I mean, it's a will save, so isn't all will saves mind affecting?
Well, I don't know. Is it a charm? Is it a compulsion? Is it what kind of
Does
kind
an
of a thing
undead
is
creature
it?
have a will save?
That's what I thought. I thought it wasn't going to work because it's undead, and I just assumed I had to do that.
Well,
'cause
that's why I'm asking, because I'm not sure exactly how this is typed. So that's an interesting thing.
It doesn't say, but I thought will saves were all mind. The witch can cause a creature within 30 feet to suffer grave misfortune for 1 round. Anytime the creature makes or an ability check, attack roll, saving throw, or skill check, it must roll twice, blah, blah, blah. A will save negates this hex.
Yeah. So it doesn't seem, it's not typed to anything. So I'm assuming this would work on most things. I don't know that does it tell me why I have to take that negative
Nope.
at all?
To resist.
So, no, but what the type is, because yes, undead are immune to mind affecting
doesn't say
effects,
mind affecting.
charms, compulsions, morales, phantasms and patterns.
What's the hex?
A
Slumber.
misfortune.
Misfortune.
Yeah. So I'm assuming, fumble through. I'm assuming that goes off against the skeleton, and the skeleton rolls a will save of 9.
It is suffering from misfortune.
Right, so that gets us to Reginald.
Okay, so I've already moved up 20 feet, and in the previous round, and
Well, no, this is the first round. So you
I
saw
moved before
this.
yeah.
So you got to the door, saw that thing, and then we
Okay.
rolled initiative. So
All right.
you're still standing at the
Can
door.
I move into a position where I get both skeletons within 30 feet range?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll move to there.
Okay.
With one move action.
What are you, a 30-foot mover?
No, I'm a 20-foot mover.
So they're 40 foot away. Yeah, I guess. Yep.
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 Okay.
You
and
move
then
20
I
foot
will-
down the stairs into the street, and
Yep.
both of them.
Yep, and then I'll burst
Mm-hmm.
for 4 points of damage.
Oh,
DC 10 will save still.
that is a very, very nice. Let's have a look at something on this sheet. There is nothing that's there. So DC what will save?
10, it says.
So
you don't have a wisdom bonus.
first one is a 17, and the second one is is an 11 after his misfortune takes place. Oh, sorry. Is it a will save, did you say?
Will save, yeah.
Yep.
DC 10.
Okay, so the one with misfortune rolls really well and then not so well, but still gets a 15. And the second one rolls an 11.
Okay. Waste.
Oh, so even the 11 saved?
Yeah, DC 10, hey.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
No, what say? Oh, hang on. Wisdom. What do you mean wisdom is?
Do you have wisdom bonus?
Yeah.
Of?
2.
That gets added to your
Oh, it's
save,
added.
right?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Then
12.
it's 12 then.
It's 12. So one of them takes damage.
Okay.
Do they take half or do they take full
Half.
damage?
Save to half.
Half, yes.
Yeah,
it's
so-
2 points of damage for the ones that saved, one that saved, and the other one didn't save. Is that right? Did you say? One had an 11 on the misfortune, you said? So that
Yep,
did
so
save.
2 and 4 points of damage.
2 and 4, yeah.
Yep. So the one with the misfortune still only takes 2 points of damage, not
Cool.
all of it. And the one in the middle of the street
Cool.
takes all 4 points of your holy damage. The one in the middle of the street, seeing that, runs for you.
Bring it. Let's go.
Just to be clear, the misfortune one did roll twice, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. He rolled well, and then he rolled not so well, but still well. The creature moves about 10 foot away from you, and then 2 large claws come one large claw. You looked at me then. And then one large claw comes striking at you.
Find the claws,
is going
guys.
to be a 9 to hit you.
Not enough.
Not enough. The second creature, the one with the misfortune, the ogre skeleton, starts walking.
So
I
it's
said the wrong
there we go.
undead then.
Ogre zombie skeleton.
Can I do a knowledge DM? Fuck up.
yeah. I was like, oh no, zombies. Been watching too many zombie movies. The ogre skeleton that's across the street starts moving across to the larger, to where Reg and Flopsy both are, closing in the distance with a 10-foot gap between you. And again, goes to strike out at you, Flopsy, because you threw the bomb. And it does not hit. And one of those was a 20, motherfucker.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Reginald. So Miles, great
It was
work.
the second one I
Good
rolled.
work. Good work.
It takes the sting out of it when it's the second one that I rolled. And that brings us to round number 2. Round number 2. What are you going to do, Flopsers?
Flopsy's going to do a knowledge check on these creatures.
Knowledge, religion, please.
20.
Knowledge, religion, 20. They are some type of undead that you think these are large skeletons, maybe the skeletons of ogres.
Great. And what do I know about skeletons in terms of their abilities or whatnot?
You're not sensing too much, but what you do know is that they are that bludgeoning damage is the thing that you need to use for skeletons.
Hit them with something blunt like your fists.
Mhm.
And then he's going to withdraw to the captain, the sergeant.
You withdraw to the sergeant. That's going to be very difficult to do. You're either going to you're going to
Out
provoke.
around and back.
The street's only 20 foot wide, and you've got 2 ogres that are in there.
Okay, I can't get to the sergeant from here without getting hit.
Well, not without getting hit. It's kind of they both moved in front of you enough that you're going to get done.
Okay. Sarge, we'll get there as soon as we can. 5-foot step back, throw bomb.
Mm-hmm.
It's rolling really shit on these bombs. Range touch of within 38 plus 12.
That hits.
Rolled 1 on the damage, which is exactly what he got last time.
5.
5.
Yeah. Again, the bomb hits it, and the fire that spreads all over it seems to do not as much damage as you would hope for.
Damn it!
Miles, what are you going to do?
Okay, so am I within 30 foot of the other one that I haven't hexed as well?
The one that you haven't hexed is so Reg is a little bit further in front of you,
Mhm.
and it's 10 foot or there's a 5-foot gap between him. So Reg is about 10 foot in front of you, so it's about 15-foot distance.
So if I
between
move
you and him.
15 feet forward, I can keep both of them within 30 feet
They're both within 30 feet.
of me.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Misfortune on the one that I haven't done it on already.
Okay.
So I will save, please.
Okay. And you can hold 2 creatures under misfortune at the same
I
time.
can.
Cool. The second one, misfortune, is an 11.
Fail.
Cool.
And then I'm going to cackle. Now you both suck.
Okay. Cool. Done. Reg.
Just a second, I'm checking the rule.
Yeah.
What?
What?
I'd like to do a disbelief save against Luke, who is checking rules.
Justin is checking. I can now Misfortune
It's
two
a,
things.
it's a large creature, isn't it?
It is a large creature.
Okay.
Because of the size.
I can't trip it, yeah. Okay, so instead I will 5 foot up and flurry.
Yep.
So being so large, I'm going to go punch both kneecaps. The first one is a 20.
Cool.
Get it. It's cool.
Does
Yeah,
that hit?
20 hits.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Right. And that is 3 points of damage. And the second hit is a 17.
17 does not hit. It strikes into its armored kind of leggings.
Cool.
We just
Cool.
like speedballing the kneecap.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And that brings us to 2 creatures that are in base to base with you. So, Reg, the one that's up against you will attempt to hit you twice with 2 claws. That will be, and I'll roll that one again. I believe that unless fucking misfortune, unless a 12 hits.
Does not hit.
It does not hit. So that does not get any misfortune off. You didn't move then, did you?
I did not.
No. So it's going to, the first one you misfortune is going to attack you twice with claws. And, oh, that's not so bad. That is going to be a 16 to hit is its
Yeah.
best attack. So one of the claws will sneak through and attack you for 16.
Should you
Kind of
maybe tell me
miles?
the worst attack?
No, that's its best attack.
Yeah.
All the others missed.
Oh, how do you know?
Uh-huh.
I have a very low AC.
Because I didn't roll above a 3.
All right. Okay. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Unless
it's
your
pretty good.
AC is less than 10.
No, it's close to it. But
Yeah. No. Everything else reduced down. And that is going to be 8 points of damage for you.
Oh. Oof. I'm taking a lot of damage this day.
All right. That brings
You know
us
why,
to
don't
round...
you? It's that fucking hex.
Yeah.
No, it's because you are now fighting creatures that are a lot harder for you guys to deal with. You're entering the beginnings of the midsections of lower levels.
The beginning of the middle of the lower.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay, Flopsy, what are you going to do?
It didn't move towards me, right? When I
No, it stayed still. So it's still 5 foot away from Miles, and it's 10 foot away from you, and it's 10 foot away from Reg.
Which one are you going for, Mars?
The one that's right on top of me, probably.
Is that the one that I'm with, or the one that
No.
Flopsy's near?
So Flopsy and Miles are with one that's closer. So it's
I've gone for the furthest one.
and you've gone for the furthest
Cool.
one. You're 10 foot. You finished 10 foot further down the
Sure.
street than them.
can I get to the other side of the one that Reginald is attacking?
Now that they've moved, no, it stayed in exactly the same spot. This one stayed there. The only
Can't get
space
around
is
'em.
between them, and they've got. You think they've got enough reach to get between. There's not really a way you can get around.
I'm
You can
gonna-
climb up and probably go up and over a wall, but it's not going to be in this
No.
round.
I'm going to ray of frost the one in front of me. See if a bit of fire and ice can get it. That is a 19 range touch.
A 19 range touch attack definitely hits through.
Nice. Take him down.
2 points of damage.
2 points of damage.
Cold.
The cold hits it. Absolutely nothing happens. At least last time the fire clung to it and you think that fire could get through. Cold did nothing.
Right, and then is going to move away, 10 foot away
Mm-hmm.
at least. So it
So
can't
you
5
move-
foot up and hit me.
You move back. So you're currently, now if you move 20 foot, there's a 30-foot gap between you and that skeleton.
That's what we're after.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Mhm.
Distance.
So if we look at it, it goes Flopsy, then 20 foot in front of Flopsy, you've got Reg. Okay, then 5 foot gap, the skeleton, then another, because the skeleton's quite large, there's sort of a 10-foot gap behind that skeleton where Reg is, and then the other skeleton.
So I'm 10 foot from the first one.
You are 5 foot from
5
this,
foot.
yeah, because you haven't moved.
Okay.
Yep. All right, Miles.
Okay, I'm going to 5 foot step up to this
Yep.
thing, and I'm going to do a sleep strike.
Okay.
So that's a 12 to hit.
A 12 is not going to touch its armor class.
Never mind.
Or get
Oh.
close to it.
Oh fuck! I thought that was going to work. And then he cackled, extending the hex on both of them.
Cool. Reg.
Okay, so Reg, having hit both kneecaps or attempted to hit both kneecaps on the monster, this time is going to faint
Mhm.
and just collapse.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. He's going to faint. He's going to try to pretend like he's going to hit the knee
Yes.
and obviously make a bluff check. yeah?
Okay. So boom, make your feint check, make your bluff check.
That is a 16.
Okay. What's that versus?
I don't fucking know.
Sense motive.
Is it 10 plus the wisdom plus the base attack or something like that?
I don't know. What the fuck are you asking me for?
Oh no, that's it would be sense motive, wouldn't it?
Supposing, right?
Yep. And yeah, it kind of looks at you and it wonders what you're doing, and it moves like you attempt to go one way and it kind of moves out of the way of that, and you seem to have successfully fainted it.
Cool.
It's 10 plus your opponent's base attack bonus plus your opponent's wisdom modifier.
Mhm.
It's the DC of the check on the feint.
Okay.
Yep. So he's just fainted.
Yeah.
Not fainted, but fainted.
Yeah.
You've just fainted. Okay.
I'm
and
gonna
now-
think now because it actually worked.
And now it's the enemy's go. The enemy, it has 2 in front of its. Oh, there's a lot of dice to roll. So first claw, Miles. We're going to start on you. You've got a skeleton there with it swipes at you. The left hand claw
The claw.
fumbles.
You're rolling a lot of dice there. Oh, yes.
We're gonna have to protect Miles. This is not gonna go.
Can I just say
well.
right then, natural 20, natural 1.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
double
actually,
excellent.
I've got to confirm this fumble. To be honest, that is to confirm a fumble of 16. That's going to hit you, isn't
That
it?
is going to hit me.
So
Does it have
that-
a name?
It misses. No, it misses you, but it does not.
Oh.
Yeah, it does not fumble. And then the second one is a 10 to hit.
10 does not hit.
Does not hit. So both claws kind of strike at you. Neither of them actually find purchase. On Reginald, we have the left claw. The best one it does is 12. And the right claw, oh, it's not 20.
Yes, that's gonna hit.
And Reginald, you will take 11 points of damage
Sheesh.
from the second claw. You find yourselves in the middle of the street and you see that Sergeant Thunderback calling for help as he's pinned underneath the cart and he's like, "Help me! I've got to get out of here. I can't breathe anymore. This is crushing my chest." And he's not looking great at all. You've got 2 skeletons that are up in 2 of your grills. You've got Flopsy, who is about 30 feet behind everybody else. And we're going to resolve this next time.
Oh, what? Come on.
Sergeant Gondor Kills Parade.
What?
What's his name? Isn't it Gondor?
No, Thunder,
What's his first name?
Thunderstrike. Thunder,
Nerali. Nerali.
Navoli.
Navoli. Navoli.
Navoli Thunderback.
Cannoli.
Cannoli.
Sergeant Gondoli.
Cannoli Thunderstrike.
Leave the gun. Take